Chelsea fans, this one has come completely out of nowhere. Just when everyone thought Arsenal were leading the race for Morgan Rogers, Chelsea have reportedly pulled off what could become one of the biggest transfers in Premier League history. According to multiple reliable reports, Aston Villa have accepted a staggering £117 million bid from Chelsea for Morgan Rogers. If the deal goes through, he'll become one of the most expensive signings in Chelsea's history and one of the biggest transfer stories of the summer. But here's the question everyone is asking. Why are Chelsea willing to spend £117 million on Morgan Rogers? Is he really worth that kind of money? And more importantly, how does he fit into Xabi Alonso's plans? Let's get into it. When the reports first broke, many fans were left stunned. Arsenal had been heavily linked with Rogers for weeks, with many believing they were leading the race. But Chelsea moved decisively, reached an agreement with Aston Villa, and now looks set to beat one of their biggest rivals to one of England's brightest young talents. This isn't just another transfer, it's a statement. Chelsea are showing that under Xabi Alonso, they are prepared to back the manager with players who perfectly fit his football philosophy. If you've watched Morgan Rogers over the last couple of seasons, you'll understand why Alonso is believed to be such a big admirer of him. Rogers isn't simply a winger. He's one of the most versatile attacking players in the Premier League. He can play on the left, on the right, as a number 10, a false 9, or even as a second striker. That flexibility is priceless in modern football. Xabi Alonso loves players who can move between positions, confuse defenders, create overloads, and give the team different attacking options during a match. Morgan Rogers does exactly that. He doesn't stay glued to one position. He's constantly looking for space, carrying the ball into dangerous areas, and creating problems for defenders. One of the biggest strengths Rogers brings is his ability to drive forward with the ball. He's incredibly powerful, difficult to knock off possession, and loves taking defenders on. Instead of slowing attacks down, he carries the ball at speed, breaking defensive lines and turning defense into attack within seconds. Chelsea have sometimes lacked that kind of directness. Too often, attacks become predictable, especially against teams that defend deep. Rogers changes that. He's the type of player who can receive the ball in midfield, beat 2 or 3 players, and suddenly create a goal-scoring opportunity out of nowhere. Then there's his end product. Last season, he finished with impressive goal and assist numbers, proving he isn't just exciting to watch. He consistently contributes in the final third, whether that's scoring goals himself or creating chances for teammates. Those are exactly the qualities Chelsea have been looking to add. Now, imagine him playing alongside Cole Palmer. Picture Palmer drifting inside from one side while Rogers attacks from another, the two constantly swapping positions, linking up around the edge of the box, pulling defenders out of shape and creating space for each other. Defenders wouldn't know who to mark because both players are equally comfortable scoring, creating, and carrying the ball. That's exactly the kind of fluid football Xabi Alonso wants his teams to play. Whether Chelsea line up in a 3-4-2-1 or switch to a 4-2-3-1, Rogers fits naturally into either system. He can start wide before moving centrally, operate behind the striker, or even lead the line when needed. Just as importantly, he works incredibly hard without the ball. Alonso demands intense pressing from his attackers, and Rogers has shown that he's more than willing to put in that work. Of course, the biggest talking point is the price tag. £117 million is a huge amount of money. Many fans will immediately say Chelsea have overpaid, and that's a fair reaction. But Chelsea clearly believe they aren't buying the finished product. They're investing in a young player who already has Premier League experience, has developed rapidly over the last few seasons, and still has enormous room to improve under one of Europe's brightest young coaches. If Rogers continues on his current trajectory and develops into one of the league's elite attacking players over the next few years, Chelsea will argue that this fee will eventually look justified. This signing also sends a powerful message. Chelsea aren't just collecting talented young players anymore. They appear to be building a squad specifically suited to Xabi Alonso's style of football. Every major signing seems to fit a clear tactical profile, and Morgan Rogers may be one of the most important pieces of that puzzle.
If this deal is completed, Chelsea's attack suddenly becomes one of the most exciting in Europe. The competition for places will increase, the quality in the final third will improve, and the club will be sending a clear signal that they're serious about challenging for major trophies again. Now it's over to you. Do you think Morgan Rogers is worth £117 million, or do you think Chelsea have paid far too much? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel for all the latest Chelsea news, transfer updates, and tactical analysis, and turn on notifications so you never miss another upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.